2024 is going to be the beginning of the end for on-prem backups.
Hi, this is your Swapnil Bhartiya and we are back with our popular prediction video series. And today we have with us once again Niraj Tolia, founder of Alcion. Niraj, it's great to have you back on the show.
Great to be back talking to you, Swapnil.
And of course, I'm going to ask you to grab your crystal ball and share your predictions with us. But before we go there, let's just quickly talk about Alcion. Tell us about the company.
Alcion's an early stage startup. We've been around for roughly 2 years at this point in time, focused on data protection, and in particular focused on the security challenges of data protection for Microsoft 365. We're very well funded. We raised another $21 million last year for a total of $29 million. And we're a company that has, and you'll see more in the near future, has had great customer success, and we are rapidly growing and scaling.
Now it's time for you to grab your crystal ball and share with us what predictions you have for 2024.
Sure, I love this, right? So I'm going to focus a little bit on my corner of the world, which is on the data protection side. And the way I look at it is, right, for 2024, for the industry, there's going to be a lot of focus around cyber threats. Some of that is a given, but I think it is just everyone's woken up to the fact that cyber threats are, and in particular ransomware, is going to be inevitable no matter how much they try to protect, no matter how much security vendors try to sell products around that, it is going to be inevitable. And so people are going to invest a lot more in that space. And at the same time, what we'll also see is insurance vendors are going to become a lot more reliant. I'm going to write this into the insurance documents about requiring, very robust backup recovery for that to recover quickly, because there is no other way moving forward. Right? And directly also, it's jumping into that, right? The second part of it is we're going to see AI being used a lot more in general across a lot of SaaS businesses. And we saw a lot of that in 2023. 2024, things are going to shake out. You're going to see all the people that have naively slapped an AI badge on the side of the product and said, oh, look, AI, right? It's like the equivalent of making an intern project into a product. All right. And you're going to see the cases where it's just being slapped together. It's not a great use. It doesn't deliver value. Right? We've seen examples of this where, naive chatbots show up as an example that people have fun with, such as, with car dealerships. And then you're going to see the company that have really invested in making a core part of the product, right? So when I pull that into the data protection space, what we're going to see is the same thing again, right? So we're going to see the SaaS and AI thing shake out in general in 2024 as customers really figure out what's providing value versus not. And we're going to see the same way that AI will be the only true way of approaching the ever-increasing complexity of security, backups, data protection. But we speak a lot, especially in, some of the other people that show up on your show, Swapnil, about security, but it's not just about security. AI is going to be critical about saving people time, reducing the complexity for folks in the IT domain. How do they reduce the amount of work they put in and let the system figure out more? How to, in the backup space, reduce the recovery point objective, the recovery time objective, and have AI figure out combinations of knobs and configuration that manually would have been infeasible to do earlier. So we're going to see a lot more of that, help it improve support. So I think it's definitely going to improve data protection in SaaS businesses, but not all. And customers are going to figure out where, whether the emperor has new clothes or not. I also think 2024 is going to be the beginning of the end for on-prem backups. Right? There's a lot of business in there, right? Billions of dollars are being spent there. But the way I think of it is it's like mainframes. They will never go away. But if people could get rid of mainframes, they would. We're going to see the same thing in 2024 for on-prem backup systems. People are going to want to move it to the cloud, and just not a naive lift and shift. But how do they modernize the backup infrastructure? You need two systems of trust. You need ransomware protection. You need a completely separate trust domain. You need the flexibility that comes from the cloud if you want to integrate against other things that help with auditing, security, right, immutability. And so this is right, not just backup today is going to cease to become a business differentiator for companies. It's going to be much better to both hand it off to someone else, so you aren't feeding and caring for servers and storage that opens up your security attack surface. All right. And you people are going to be offloading that to third-party vendors that also have a separate trust domain. And so I think 2024 is the beginning of the end for on-prem backups, which ties into the first two things I talked about when we looked at, right, the challenges customers are going to face and how AI is going to impact it. And that only is really possible in a cloud today.
If you look at these predictions, what kind of either existing challenges which will creep in 2024 to 2023 or some new challenges that you see will emerge for the market?
So actually, for this one, when I look at some of the toughest challenges, especially in the space up now, I look at it from a people perspective and an organizational perspective, not just technology, right? They say the hardest thing about technology is people, and we're going to see some of that. In the world I live in, where we look at backup, where we look at disaster recovery, I think it's still somewhat of an island. It sits within IT, away from the security group. This is leading to challenges to figure out coordinated readiness, prep, responses to cyber threats. But unfortunately, because it's also leading to impact on what is literally the last line of defense against ransomware, but budgets are much higher in security today than backup and recovery. So I see that as somewhat of a challenge that for data protection, how does that emerge as really a savior in some of these environments? How do they get frontline billing? We're already seeing some shift there, but I see some of these organizational people visibility challenges is going to be one of a big challenge for an entire company to put together the right protection plan in place, which involves multiple layers in the stack.
What is going to be your focus?
Our focus is obviously, right? When I take out my crystal ball and I make predictions, my goal is to say, if I believe in these predictions, and I really truly do, how do we materially invest in ensuring that we can solve the challenges I spoke about, helping customers? So, how do we have true use of AI in our platform? So we're investing in that. How do we help with the security posture for clients, whether we talk about how quickly we recover, how often we take backups, how adaptive our backups are? How do we reduce pain from our customers, not just security, but day to day, right? How do we give them fewer knobs, but make them extremely happy with what the system does for them? Right? How do we reduce costs for them? How do we reduce their burden? How do we reduce their attack surface? So all of those things are things that we're materially investing in this year to say, look, there are the challenges facing the industry, and you know these very well. How do we help our customers tackle them so they can sleep better at night, so they can make progress with what truly makes a difference to the business, while letting us take care of the trust and safety component of things?
Niraj, thank you so much for taking time out today and share your predictions with us. Of course, I'd love to have you back on the show again next year to get your next set of predictions and see how many of your predictions, especially the controversial on-prem backup, turn out to be true. No pressure there, but thanks for your insights and look forward to the next discussion. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Swapnil. As always, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to being back too.